Which asset is for living off dividend? Got some extra cash after payday and dreamed of a stress-free retirement funded by dividends? With so many options, like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and lots more, it's hard to know where to start. Don't sweat it. We've got you covered. Stick around and we'll help you find the perfect fit for your financial goals. In this video, we'll explore 3 of the most popular asset classes for dividend investing, from dividend-paying stocks to real estate investment trusts, REITs, and exchange-traded funds, ETFs. We will break down what each of these investment options are, how they work, and why they're popular among dividend investors. By the end, we will weigh the pros and cons of each, helping you decide which one aligns best with your financial goals and investment strategy. Stay tuned to discover the right path to building a steady income stream. By now you know that the basic idea of dividend investing is to buy shares of companies or funds that regularly pay out a portion of their profits to investors. We also believe that your goal is to build a portfolio of dividend-paying assets that generates consistent income, from bonds and master limited partnerships to dividend-focused ETFs and dividend stocks. You've been wondering what kind of asset to put your money into. There are a couple more options to choose from, but we have narrowed it down to 3 of the most popular and reliable, that is, dividend-paying stocks, real estate investment trusts, REITs, and exchange-traded funds, ETF. We will begin with dividend-paying stocks. With dividend-paying stocks, you have the opportunity to earn passive income while also participating in the potential growth of a company. Let's break it down further by quickly exploring 3 types of dividend-paying stocks. First, common stocks. Common stocks represent ownership in a company. When you buy these stocks, you're essentially becoming a part owner of the business. Dividends from common stocks are typically paid quarterly, and the amount can vary based on the company's profitability and management decisions. Say you own 100 shares of Company A, and it declares a dividend of $2 per share for the year, or we call 2% dividend yield. In this case, you'll earn $200 in dividends for simply holding the stock. Dividends from the common stocks can be varied depending on its performance in each year. Next, preferred stocks. Preferred stocks are a hybrid between stocks and bonds. Here, preferred shareholders are paid before common shareholders when the company distributes profits. Unlike common stocks, here dividends are fixed. Since payments are more predictable compared to common stocks, it is safe to say they offer a more stable income. In this case, you'll be getting that $200 regardless of the company's performance. Lastly, high dividend stocks. High dividend stocks are stocks of companies that consistently pay higher than average dividends compared to their peers. We mean the established and cash-rich businesses. Look at this quick example. Say a high dividend stock yields 6% annually and you invest $10,000. You'll earn $600 each year in dividends, compared to the 2% yield of common and preferred stocks that will offer just $200. The one downside is that these companies tend to grow slower than other stocks because they prioritize paying dividends over reinvestment, which will, in turn, increase companies' future earnings and dividends. That's it for dividend-paying stocks. Remember, if you want growth plus dividends, consider common stocks. If you want stability plus consistent income, preferred stocks are a good fit. But if maximum income is your goal, then high dividend stocks might be your best option. Now, let's move to real estate investment trusts, REITs. Real estate investment trusts, or REITs, are a popular way to invest in real estate without owning physical property. Think of them as a way to invest in real estate by buying shares, similar to stocks. REITs are companies that own, manage, or finance income-producing real estate. They provide an opportunity to earn regular income while also benefiting from property value growth. When you buy a share in REIT, it means you possess a portion of profit generated by a company who invested in real estate. The good thing is you can invest in real estate even with a small amount of money. REITs can include properties like shopping malls, office buildings, apartments, warehouses, even hospitals. By law, REITs must distribute at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends. This alone makes them a great source of passive income. Say you invest $10,000 in an equity REIT specializing in office buildings, and the REIT offers a 5% annual dividend yield. This means you'd earn $500 annually in dividends, while your investment value has the potential to grow if the property values increase. Now, the three main types of REITs that you should know are: 1. Equity REITs. The most common type of REIT. It gets its revenue from rent collected from tenants. Imagine investing in a shopping mall through an equity REIT. Every time a store rents a space, part of that income is distributed to you as dividends. 2. Mortgage REITs, or MREITs. These provide loans or purchase mortgages and then earn money from the interest on these loans. In this case, when you invest in an MREIT that owns mortgage-backed securities, part of the interest gotten when homeowners pay their mortgages becomes your dividend. 3. Hybrid REITs. As the name implies, this is a combination of equity and mortgage REITs. Here, income is gotten from both rent and interest. So if you like the idea of earning from both property rent and mortgage interest, hybrid REITs can offer you the best of both worlds. Finally, the third asset we believe you should consider is exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Now, these are a flexible and efficient way to invest in a variety of assets, including stocks, bonds, or real estate, all within one fund. ETFs are known for their simplicity, diversification, and cost-effectiveness. Think of an ETF as a basket filled with a variety of fruits. Each fruit represents an individual asset, like a stock, bond, or REIT. The basket is the ETF itself, holding multiple assets together. So when you buy the ETF basket, you're buying a share of everything inside it. Instead of buying a single fruit, like one stock or bond, you get a mix. This spreads your risk because if one fruit isn't great, like a company's stock underperforming, the others can still make the basket valuable. Asides diversification, it is also convenient. Instead of buying each fruit or asset individually, you get a pre-assembled mix, saving you time and effort. Now let's dive into three specific types of ETFs. 1. Dividend ETFs. Dividend ETFs focus on stocks of companies that pay consistent dividends. The fund collects dividends from the stocks in its portfolio and passes them on to investors, usually on a monthly or quarterly basis. Imagine investing in a dividend ETF that tracks 100 companies in the S&P 500, known for their dividend reliability. If the ETF yields 4% annually and you invest $10,000, you could earn $400 in dividends over a year. This makes it ideal for steady income seekers, especially retirees. 2. REIT ETFs. These involve a collection of real estate investment trusts. In this case, the ETF pools REITs, which allows you to diversify across different real estate sectors. REIT ETFs typically offer higher than average dividend yields because REITs must distribute 90% of their income to shareholders. 3. High dividend ETFs. These focus on stocks of companies that pay above average dividends. By prioritizing high yields, these funds offer investors a steady and often more significant income stream. So, which ETF is right for you? Remember, dividend ETFs are great if you want reliable income and some growth potential. REIT ETFs are perfect for real estate exposure without owning property. And then, high dividend ETFs is ideal if you're focused on maximizing cash flow, especially in retirement. Now, for the part you've been waiting for, the pros and cons. Let's begin with dividend-paying stocks. Let's look at their advantages. First would be potential for growth. Dividend-paying stocks not only offer regular income, but also the potential for long-term growth. Companies like Pfizer, Coca-Cola, and Cisco can grow their revenues indefinitely by expanding their products and services worldwide. Another thing about dividend-paying stocks is that they are quite resilient during market downturns. Dividend-paying companies are usually well-established and financially stable. This makes them less risky compared to growth-focused companies. Even during market declines, dividends can provide some returns, and these stocks often experience smaller price drops compared to the overall market. You could also gain some tax benefits from the dividend-paying stocks. In some countries, qualified dividends are taxed at lower rates than regular income, making them more tax efficient. However, the stocks also have three drawbacks. First thing is that it has limited diversification. Holding a small number of companies or stocks concentrated in specific industries can increase your risk. For example, if you held stocks in a hotel chain before the 2020 pandemic, your portfolio would have suffered significantly due to lockdowns, both in share price and dividend payouts. Next, dividend payments are uncertain. Companies can reduce or halt dividend payments if they face financial challenges. Even large, stable companies can be impacted by unexpected events like pandemics, geopolitical issues, or climate-related disruptions. Lastly, stocks are one of the riskiest asset classes, with prices that can fluctuate significantly due to factors like market sentiment, economic conditions, and rumors. Let's move on to REITs. Their supporters consider them as an alternative investment in the real estate sector. Investing in real estate directly, like purchasing a rental property, typically requires a significant amount of money for buying, renovating, and managing the property. REITs provide an alternative, allowing you to invest in real estate with a smaller amount of capital. Another good thing in REITs is the professional management. Managing real estate properties involves extensive work, including due diligence, finding tenants, collecting rent, and maintaining the property. With REITs, professional managers handle all these responsibilities, making it a hassle-free option for investors. Opposite to direct investment in real estate, REITs provide you liquidity. Unlike physical real estate, which is often difficult to sell quickly, REITs are traded on stock exchanges. This means you can buy or sell shares easily, providing much greater flexibility. Just like the stocks, REITs also give you some tax benefits. According to the law, they are required to distribute 90% of their taxable income to shareholders, which allows them to avoid corporate income taxes. This structure can make REITs more tax efficient compared to direct real estate investments. However, investment in REITs has some risk associated with it. The performance of REITs is closely tied to the overall economy. In strong economic times, real estate values can soar. But during downturns, such as the 2008 financial crisis, they can suffer significant losses. They're also sensitive to changes in interest rate. Rising interest rates can hurt REIT performance. Higher borrowing costs make it more expensive to acquire properties, and reduced affordability for home buyers can negatively affect property values. Unlike directly owning property, REITs' share prices can fluctuate like stocks, making them less stable for the holder. And sometimes, some REITs charge high management fees, which can increase your cost and reduce your overall returns. Lastly, ETFs. Their most distinctive advantage is diversification. ETFs provide exposure to a wide range of assets, helping to minimize risks associated with specific companies or industries. It also provides liquidity to the investors. ETFs are traded on stock exchanges, just like stocks or REITs, allowing investors to buy or sell shares during market hours, regardless of the underlying assets. Compared to mutual funds or REITs, ETFs typically have lower management fees. Additionally, the cost of investing in the assets individually would be far higher than purchasing them collectively in an ETF. Despite many advantages over other assets, ETFs have some constraints. Because they prioritize diversification, the potential for high returns from individual assets is capped. For example, most ETFs limit the weighting of individual stocks to around 5%. So even if one stock performs exceptionally well, its impact on the overall ETF return is limited. If you believe a particular stock or REIT has strong growth potential, it may be better to invest in it directly rather than through an ETF. Like stocks and REITs, ETF prices can fluctuate due to factors like changes in the underlying assets, geopolitical events, and market sentiment, making them susceptible to market risks. In summary, while dividend-paying stocks can provide steady income from dividends, an investment in stocks is suitable for active investors who are ready to dedicate their time and effort to find good companies with decent dividends. REITs are also a good choice for active investors. Putting money in REITs is an investment in the real estate industry, which is quite sensitive to overall economic conditions. Although you have professionals to help you for operations, you still need to make sure that you understand the underlying asset of the funds well. We do recommend dividend ETFs for beginners or passive investors, as it provides diversification, convenience, and lower cost. However, this is offsetted by lower potential growth from any single well-performing stocks in the basket. There you have it. Living off dividends is really that easy. Without getting lost in hours of research, you now have an idea of what you should look out for before making an informed decision. Ready to kickstart your investment journey? Do share your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future tips.